What's up, heretics? Welcome to the Religion of Speed podcast. I am Matt Overstreet, coming to you from the editing desk. Just wanted to hop in here real quick before this episode, because it's just a little bit of a strange one. After filming episode 50, Lucas stuck around, and we ended up doing kind of a two-parter there. Just real quick, talking about racing, grid life, and it ended up being a lot of good conversation, so I wanted to bring that to you. But I didn't really have a really good intro to it, so that's why I'm here. So now I'm going to jump you back to the couch where we're talking about racing, grid life, and all sorts of good stuff. And then after that, you'll see me again for the outro. Welcome back, heretics, to either part 2 of this podcast that you're listening to later, if we're divided up, or just the same podcast again. I don't know. See how it works. All right, we actually covered all the news, but we have Lucas here. We need to be talking about some racing. I want to get us started by saying congrats to the guy I sold my Grid Life ticket to, who won Club TR in a K-swapped GT86 that apparently crushed the fucking Club TR record at PPIR. What was the time on this video?
Did it? Ben Thorne, I think, had the TR record at a 103.1.
Well, this is 102.
Oh, Dana, yeah, right.
And this has been from Gears and Gasoline with the K-swap?
Thorne, yeah.
Okay, that's the K-swap DK, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is a rear-wheel drive chassis, so it's better than front-wheel drive chassis, apparently.
I will not argue with that sentiment.
I don't know. I still feel like Club TR is a front-wheel drive class.
I mean, you say that, but it seems like 8.6s are winning left and right.
And weren't S2000s doing really well?
Yeah.
When the Acuity Integra's not there.
Yeah.
Or Thorne's not there.
Yeah, but it just seems like, in general, the higher-ups, except for a couple of them,
it is the common chassis. It is the easier chassis.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I'll say that.
Well, when you're in front-wheel drive, you have to be really online. Like in a rear-wheel drive car, you can kind of go offline and just kind of slide back where you need to be. You're punished more severely for fucking up in a front-wheel drive.
Yes. Any mistake in a front-wheel drive, you're just seeing tents.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah, exactly. You can't recover as well. But yeah, it was just kind of funny because I was looking at the results and saw this guy come out and Dana, right?
Yep. Regular with Grid Life.
Yeah, but I saw him hit the record. I was like, wait a minute. Check my DMs. Like, oh yeah, that's the guy I sold my ticket to. I'm sorry, everybody.
I unleashed this upon you.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to let Pete know you cost him a win.
It was my fault. I'm sorry. But yeah, I didn't make it to Grid Life this year. But Lucas, you've been absolutely dominating out there in Grid Life in the old Sunday Cup in your Escort ZX2.
Coming out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, upsetting some people. So what are your plans now for going forward with the Escort?
Depends on the new rule set for next season.
Yeah.
And we'll see what the rules are.
Are you going to try to just get out to more races, though? And
yeah.
Try to
travel as much as I can, especially for Grid Life events. Do what I've always done and work the events to drive the events.
Yeah.
It's just, in my opinion, it's the best way to do it because it allows you to drive an event for free, but still also work and be part of the event and meet so many new people, get your foot in the door with others. It really does help. Really does. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to travel as much as I can next season. Grid Life, I think they had 9 or 10 events this year. I'd like to try to do that. That's quite a bit of travel. So
yeah.
I mean, at the very minimum, 7.
And most of them are out kind of East Coast-ish.
Very much East Coast. So there's going to be a couple where I probably stay East Coast for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard to do. That's a full-time schedule. And the fact that you're actually just driving the Escort to the events and then changing out your gearbox at the events to drive home, you've definitely got the hero car, it seems like, going on right now. People love the Escort.
I don't know if having to work on your car every event makes you a hero, but okay.
It does in the public's eyes, anyways.
It does when you succeed.
But yeah, it's just funny that you've always been the bane of my existence at Track Attack, and now you're just becoming the bane of existences for everybody else out there in the racing world.
That's really nice though, because now everybody knows how we feel.
Right? Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, you go, yeah, show them.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'll just be happy to have you out of FA next year.
Without you.
SS.
Yeah, you'll be in SS. You'll be out of FA.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, but see, Tannershaw said the
see.
same thing, and Remember at the
Yeah,
beginning
it's
of this
true.
season, he was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be in FA," and then like we show up for the first race, and he's just in FA,
And,
I was like,
and we're probably both gonna be back
Yeah,
in the
come
and then
on.
Dom.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, let's just get our CRX.
Put some 245s on it.
I'm just gonna put in most of the interior back in the Corolla and just do SS from now on. Screw it. I'm in the super slow class.
Except now we got to deal with Seth.
Oh, that's right. Jesus.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better. It does not get any
What's Seth's
better.
drive?
The Banana CRX in
Oh
FB.
yeah.
It is now going back to SS.
So he just went with skinnier tires on it.
Yeah, it did 220. He was running 225s in FB.
Okay.
Have to be 205 SS.
Okay.
Oh, okay, it's 205.
But we're gonna be on the new RE71 RSs.
Didn't SS class originally have a 260 treadwear
No.
rule, or was it always 200?
Nope, always 200.
Okay,
It was just a plus 10 millimeter over factory limit.
I got you.
So if you came with 215s, you could run 225. If you came with 185s, I believe the limit was 215.
Oh, okay.
Because I think like 205 was like the max limit plus 10. Something like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
The class was really meant for NA and stock NB Miatas, some E30s, and some slow D15 Civics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Full
then
interior.
Then you're just gonna show up in the cheater CRXs and dominate.
Well, Seth is. I'm going to be in an Escort,
True.
breaking a gearbox every event.
Yeah, but apparently it doesn't slow you down at all. So,
Track attack, it'll severely slow me down because I only have a couple. Like I have 1 day versus 3 days.
You said you changed out your gearbox in like an hour. So
Well, I can pull it out in 40 minutes, and if I have help, I can put it back in under an hour. So under 2 hours.
Just need somebody to hold it up while you bolt it in place.
Yeah, I literally need somebody to pick it up while I get under it to stab it in.
how many bolts are holding in that transmission right now?
Right now, probably 3.
It's a quick change.
I mean,
3 is enough.
Really, all you need.
It's triangulated.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
literally what I
structurally
did.
sound.
I had 10, 15 minutes before my Sunday session at Heartland's for Grid Life. Broke the gearbox Saturday, didn't drive all of Saturday, worked the rest of the day, drove 7 hours round trip to go pick up a gearbox, and said screw it at 3 o'clock in the morning, went to sleep, woke up late at 8:30. Oh shit, I've only got an hour and 15 till I need to be on grid. Oh, let's go. And got to grid with 10 minutes to go,
That's ridiculous.
and then beat them.
But that's why I think I'll never succeed in motorsports, because I think I blow up a gearbox and be like, well, I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
Not like, well, there's one in Tennessee.
I'll be back in 8
That's
hours.
a 20-hour drive. I'll be here next week, gentlemen.
Right? Don't move. Oh, but yeah, no, I'm glad to see you succeeding out there, and
Trying, finally found a competitive class to join.
yeah, and I'm glad to see
That
that.
was a diss on us.
No, I'm saying for the Escort. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
Just to diss on their cars.
He's like, I'm just tired of winning all the time, you know.
I don't win in the Escort. That's why I haven't driven it at Track Attack in
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, that's true. You've been. Yeah.
Like, I won the series championship and the class championship in 16.
Yeah, but the competition has
After
gotten,
that,
like,
it just
crazy after
yeah,
that.
2017 and 18, it was just a big bitch slap to the face. Like, finished first the first year, second year, fourth. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the next year, ninth, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
What is happening?
It's all
Yeah.
these transplants.
What is
coming
all
up
these
to altitude.
Hondas?
Right?
These damn Hondas and these GTIs, cheaters.
Yep. These GTIs with their 285 tires.
Dude, they're 255.
Like, it might as well be an 8.
And he had to pay $1,200 for that set, so he earned the right.
So expensive.
And over here on 215s, just like, please grip.
205
Yeah, but
thing.
Yeah.
you're
Heavily
you're
worn
using
shoulder.
all of the 250. Oh,
yeah.
I'm not using any of it.
I'm using all the shoulder down to the rim.
Right? I paid for all the tire. I'm going to use all the tire.
Sounds like
We got a new stack of 225s
Oh,
ready to go on the BRZ.
I'm
but
very camber
at
challenged.
the end of the winter, I'm going to have to destroy the ones that are on the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a fun way.
Driving them in the winter.
Yeah, they've been heat cycled so many times I can actually, when I pull the handbrake, things actually happen now.
We've been cold cycled.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that's better terminology.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Got-
yeah. Look at
Oh,
the.
wow.
Gotta love camber challenge cars at a Roval.
Ooh, yeah. I was seeing a lot of
torn
that.
up on the outside.
I was seeing people post pictures of
I
that
appreciate
all
that.
the time.
Holy shit! I could see that from 20 feet away.
I could
Showing
see
a-
the steel
showing
in
a
your
photo
tire
of my right
from 20
front.
feet away.
Yeah, because some people were having issues with the left front too, weren't they?
Because I'll say, so you figure when you have
'Cause, I mean, they're
negative
running-
camber on the left front
Yeah,
and
so
you're on a banked oval, you
actually
are very
pushing-
much on the inner edge of that left front tire.
Right.
So a lot of people were surprised at seeing heavy left front inner wear. That's Roval things.
Yeah.
It really, like, that's the tire that I expect to be succumb to the most stress because it's on the tippy edge.
That's true. Yeah.
Whereas your right front, if it's got negative camber, of course, it's
gonna
a lot
square
more.
up.
It's going to square up.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what happened to your tires on. Well, no, because both of yours were like that on the inside, wearing out like weird on the GTI.
No, one was, but
Where
the
at?
other one had the weird. Remember the bumps on it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Where at?
on the GTI
But where?
at PPI.
No, what part of the tire?
Oh,
it was
oh,
it was the
inside,
inside edge.
inside,
But was
yeah.
it the right or the left? I don't remember.
Left.
Left.
No, right. No, it was the right. It was the inside
Road
right.
course or just track attack?
just track attack?
Yeah.
I've never really been on the Roval except for. I think you're right. I think it was the tire pressure because I drove them all stupid with low tire pressures at HPR.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was, and then the drive home.
Right.
I definitely think it was the.
I think we were running a little bit too much toe out and low tire pressures, and it just like scuffed the inside tire.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to shreds.
It was crazy. We when you took them off, you were like pulling.
Yeah, true. It
Whatever,
did have a whole bunch of like
yeah.
rubber inside of it,
Yeah,
so
it
it
was
was definitely run low.
I can tell you this, running a welded diff in a front wheel drive, that'll really tell you if your alignment's good.
Oh, I bet.
Oh yeah. My nice brand new tires going to Jersey weren't so brand new on the left front going home.
Did you drive a welded diff all the way to
I had
Jersey?
to.
Wow.
I drove to Jersey for Grid Life because I wanted to go out of state and just it was not a festival event. I didn't want to go to a festival event. I wanted something a little more low key, easier to work, especially since I'm driving all the way across the country 28 hours.
Yeah.
Friday, drove the morning session, was having some good fun. I drove in the intermediate. I didn't want to do track battle. Just went out there to have fun. Second session, I really started pushing it. And then at the end of the session, I'm like, oh, I must be low on power steering fluid. I'm getting this weird jerky feeling, like surge feeling through the wheel. I go into the pits and I start turning the wheel to go towards my paddock area, and I hear like, oh, I broke an axle. All right, good thing I brought my spares. Swap in the axles and take
thing.
off. Clunk, 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 clunk. That's a shredded diff. Shredded the diff.
Your welds came apart.
No.
Or just the whole diff?
This was stock diff.
Oh,
Stock open
gotcha.
diff.
Is why you welded it.
Right.
Yes.
I remember
So
seeing
I
the photos
broke the
of this.
diff.
Yeah.
And sitting there, I'm trying to find, I found a couple people a couple hours away that have got a gearbox, parts, differential, whatever, things that I might need. One dude that was at the event who runs in Sunday Cup, Joe, he's like, I live 3.5 hours away. We can go pick up a gearbox right now for Escort, give it to you for free. Not worry about that. That's an option. Let's not worry about that. I don't want to make nobody drive 7-hour round trip except for myself.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there trying to think. Didn't do nothing to it Friday night. Saturday I worked and then started pulling the car apart. And Adam Jabay, the motorsports director of Grid Life, we're just sitting there joking, drinking, smoking, bullshitting. And he's just like, why don't you weld it? Just kind of joking, half joking. And then a light bulb clicked in my head. Brian Dussix did that with his Prelude. I've seen others run spool diffs, which is a welded diff essentially.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's do it. So immediately we just started going ham, yanking the gearbox out, pulled it out, and had Smedegard from ASM, Andy Smedegard Motorsport, welded up, put it back in, drove the very last session of the event at 4 o'clock. I was one of the last cars. I don't know if I was the last car, but I was out there for 20 minutes, and everyone was worried.
Oh God.
They came in, they're like, we were worried you were going to break. I was like, the fact I kept driving is a good thing. If I would have came in right away, we've got a problem.
Right.
And then you got on the highway and
I
drove
drove
28 hours from Jersey to Denver with a welded front diff.
Not bad on the highways when you can drive straight, but when you get into parking lots and gas stations, You sound like a drift car and shit. People giving you weird looks. Like, sorry.
Originally, when I was gonna take the Corolla and make it a rallycross car, I was thinking about welding the front diff because if you're on dirt, it wouldn't matter as much, but
Yeah, probably be better.
it'd be better. But
Because off throttle, it's horrendous understeer.
oh, I bet.
Even with setup suspension, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
Because it's just, you're pushing.
Right.
You have to be on throttle and use your left foot. You have to use left foot braking everywhere.
And I can't do that, so I would just be understeering everywhere.
It was definitely unique. I can see the advantages to it. Because Jabay was talking about one of their guys that has ran in their Grid Life Touring Cup series and some Chump Car Challenge, NASA stuff, whatever. He runs a spool diff in his EF Civic. Again, same thing.
solid.
But yeah, like you're braking in a straight line, but your braking is amazing. But as soon as you are off the brakes, you better be planted on that throttle for it to turn.
That's really interesting. Because you have to pull yourself around the corner, basically.
On throttle oversteer.
Yeah.
Always.
Wow.
That would be really weird for a front-wheel drive. I mean, the Fiestas almost do that anyways. I don't know if you...
Wait till you put your diff in.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be even better.
It'll
or
wake
worse.
up that front.
Yeah. I'm really excited to have a diff in that car because that's... I think
That's a limiting factor on us.
it
big time.
really is because I'm always struggling to put the power down.
And that's where my
constantly.
left foot braking really comes in because you are a limited slip diff with your
Right.
left foot.
Yeah, no, that's where clearly your skill is just above mine because like I just can't. I need to practice more. I'm afraid to practice on the street though because I'm just gonna like smash into somebody or something.
It's
when I get
really
back on the
hard
street
to
when you
practice
drive-
left foot braking on the street.
When you
Right.
drive a sim rig, are you braking with your right foot or your left foot?
with my left.
Okay.
I could do it in the sim rig, but I can't do it in the car. I don't know why. Of course, a sim rig brake pedal feels a lot different than an actual
Yeah,
brake
you
pedal.
need like Thrustmaster, whatever, T3P or whatever, the fancy, stupid, super stiff
Yeah.
ones.
Will those actually simulate hydraulic braking?
A little bit. They can simulate some shuttering and some stuff like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I'm gonna get an upgrade. I got the.
You're never gonna get that inertia feel though. Is the thing. You're never gonna get that inertia feel of your body tugging forward, even with a motion rig.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that's
not.
that's a big thing for brakes with me is that feeling of the front end.
Yeah, yeah. You can
As
actually.
it dives down and you feel yourself being pushed onto the pedal.
And whether you're at the limit of it about to lock up or if you're a little under pressuring it.
Yeah, there is a like I got the T300 R.o.S.
Yep.
Wheel and pedal setup. There is like a hydraulic like conversion for that brake pedal that will use a pressure transducer and hydraulic pressure.
Yep.
To like
Get
really make it feel
Get
like a
it.
brake pedal.
You'll hate your life the first couple times because you're gonna see that you're only putting 30% brake pressure on.
Yeah, but it makes way more sense than using a just regular potentiometer on it. Like that's not how brakes work. Brakes work off pressure, not just how far you push.
I've got a T150 and it's just gas brake pedal. And that thing's
No.
so soft. It's just push your foot down. All right, come off the
Yep.
brake.
Yeah, I got to use ABS at all the video games because you can't modulate your brakes
Yep.
at all.
And you can't feel when it locks.
Right, exactly. So there's always limiting factors to sim rig stuff, but it is helpful in some ways. But if you've only ever done sim stuff, I think transitioning to a car would be kind of weird.
I could see that.
And again, transitioning from a
Yeah.
car to sim is actually really difficult too.
Oh yeah, when I drove your sim rig, I'm like, I was hitting everything.
Yeah, I feel it's easier for somebody who's done sim racing for years to jump into a real world car
Right.
than it is for somebody in real world racing to jump into a sim rig and be fast.
Right, because if you're going from sim to real, you're gaining inputs, you're gaining G forces,
Yep.
you're gaining the stuff. If you go the other way around, you're losing
A
stuff
lot
that you're
of it.
used to.
Yep.
Yeah, so that would make sense. But luckily, we do have cars that can go out on track, and we don't have to just rely on sim racing. Although,
Except Eric.
And I don't even have a sim rig. So. Hey, listen, I've got Forza 6 and
Hey,
a dream.
you've got a phone. You can pull up like CarX.
right?
Listen, at least that has 3 pedals outside, so I'm okay. I can
Right,
still
yeah.
practice driving.
Hey man, on Gunilla Pass, you drove the fuck out of that CRV.
I felt good about that drive, actually.
Yeah.
It was terrible going up, but downhill, the fact that I was like, all right, I'm not really... I see taillights. I was...
Yeah.
It's got a
I was happy.
B20.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And 250,000 miles, and it's fucking. I love that thing.
It's got probably 125 wheel horsepower.
You know what? I think
Probably
with that
127 now.
maybe now with that compression bump, yeah.
Ooh.
Gotta love EPR and MOA.
Yeah.
It must be nice to be in the triple digit club.
It does. It feels great. It feels like oof.
Yeah. Over here, Mr. 82 horsepower.
Well, 87, thank you. Yeah, hold on. 87 at PPIR, 96 at Kansas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we
Nice.
thought there might be a bit of change now, but
Short ratio gearbox.
now it is weird that the gearbox would make a difference in the horsepower putting down. Because
But it's the final drive ratio. You got to figure. So in fourth gear, the gear that's dynoed most, it's usually closest to 1-to-1.
right.
So that's what they dyno in. And mine being longer, it's a longer, heavier load essentially. So it's taking it longer. It's requiring more.
True. I was
It's not
just kind of
creating
thinking
as much of an output.
Yeah, I was thinking fourth gear and all of them it's just a 1-to-1 ratio, but I guess that's not necessarily true. It could be a little different once
It's
you
1-to-1 to its final drive.
Right. True. So yeah, that is going to make a little bit of a difference.
I mean, five wheel horsepower between the shortest ratio box my car comes with versus the longest.
Yeah, but I mean, like 5-wheel horsepower is almost like 7% of your horsepower.
Five wheel horsepower is that's 125 pounds in weight.
I've got stickers that make more than that.
It's true. We just put some stickers on your car today that would add some horsepower.
Yeah, got a whole. That's,
Non-official.
Is it bootleg stickers?
Chris went and printed his own stickers, and since I'm too lazy to get
I'll
some
say
religious speed
he
stickers.
wasn't special enough and honored with a sticker.
Well, I've just been too lazy to actually print stickers, and he just made them himself. And I'm like, that was not approved by our design team.
I made them myself. I mean, I bought lunch for someone who knows how to use the software. And
Yeah, I mean,
I've got a
printed them
vinyl
on
blotter.
Yeah,
But that's the American way of doing it yourself.
that's true.
Pay somebody else to do it.
Right. I did it myself.
Look what I did. Yeah. I also wanted to talk about, because this is the 50th anniversary or 50th episode, which I didn't even mention in the beginning of the freaking thing. So this is actually 51 now.
this will be. I was gonna do just a 2-part episode 50 spectacular.
Okay,
Oh,
that
nice.
works.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't even mention this is the 50th freaking episode, but this was kind of our end of season wrap up barbecue that we did today. That I scheduled on a day where there's a bunch of racing going on, so nobody could show up for the most part. But Track Attack is done.
Yeah, sun showed up.
Yeah,
Cisco showed up.
yeah. Cisco showed up. Yeah, some people did, but
I'm here.
not to discount the people that did show up. Of course, I do appreciate
No,
it.
it makes them even more important.
Right. But we did this because Track Attack is done for the season officially. There's still going to
practice
be
events coming up.
22nd. It's next
Yep,
weekend.
next
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, but
we're not done yet.
the points events are done. I mean, for the season. And somehow me and you, Hamza, wound up tied for points
Oh, it's so funny.
because we just can't, we're just track husbands and we have to be tied together constantly.
Tied. I was like, I wonder which one of us and I opened the PDF and it was like exactly the same. I was like, are you kidding me?
So what did the final points come out to be?
Let's see. I'll see if I can pull it up.
All right. I mean, I think you won, didn't you, Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He says that just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys need to get better.
Get a Marshmallow CRX.
Yeah. I'm sad I never got to drive that. I was going to drive it at the last points event, but then it was blown up.
Yeah, so was I.
It's like, well, son of a bitch.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
Right?
Had to just go and put 800 or I think the rev limiter was like 7,500 and he's like, I need like 500 more because of HPR. I need to carry third gear more. Wasn't the answer.
Well, now he's not carrying any momentum, so.
Nope.
Did he ever get an engine? for that thing?
No, it was smarter for him to not rush it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because now there's thoughts of going B16
Oh, nice.
and
Okay.
us going to LT.
Okay. Yes, leave the class. I am fine winning
I
by
will
default.
come back with the Fiesta with a vengeance.
Just let me get like one season
So
where
let's
I
see
win.
here.
It was a shame
Matt
that
and
this year I
Hamza
wasn't
tied for fifth with 3,180 points.
Then Rick somehow slid into
Yeah.
fourth with
those last couple tracks favored his car.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
Rick
the
was
last
crushing.
track was
he
great.
drives on
Yeah.
such shitty Federals. I'm sorry, Rick. Get better tires.
No, don't get better tires. You're fast enough. No, that thing is. I'm amazed what he's doing with that Camry and
It's
how
great.
he's driving that thing.
Because it's such a sleeper.
It is.
And at Slush, before it blew up, that thing had all the attention.
Yeah.
Because people were just like, what the hell? They just hear, as he drives. Was that a Camry? And then he blew up the turbo, and oh my God. I thought he was on fire.
Yeah.
So like
Just smoke everywhere.
Oh yeah, I took my buddy's Grom and hauled ass over to turn 2 because he had come down pit lane, I believe, and then he drove through thinking, oh, okay, the problem's good. And it wasn't smoking or anything crazy at this moment. Exits the pit, and right where turn 2 flagger is, he stopped like 100 feet before him and was just sitting there, and it stalled, started it up, and smoke show.
Yeah.
Massive smoke show. Like, it was bad. Like, somebody was doing an Australian burnout over in turn 2.
Jesus.
So driving through the banking, I can only imagine drivers were probably like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's just what you need through that banking and
Now,
the dip. Just a big smoke show
What
too.
pissed me off, so I don't work the hot laps of Slush because I work the drift. I drive the hot laps.
Right.
Just trade deal. And security or somebody, not a corner worker, drove out in a golf cart and told him to turn around on pit exit. That pisses me off because nobody except course workers and staff should be telling our drivers what to do.
Well,
Because
that's
what
not
if
a
I
great
come
idea to do
through?
either.
What if I come through and I'm looking for space on track? You use the pit, go through pit, slow down, look for some space. Pit exit, I'm gonna speed up.
Right.
I got to get up to pace.
You come
You're
around
telling
the fucking
somebody
wall
to turn
and
around.
suddenly
Yeah, now
there's a
somebody's
Camry heading
turning
the other
around.
direction.
Yeah,
You didn't-
stupid.
It doesn't matter what happened. You never go backwards on a racetrack.
I say Rick should have also known better, but I don't blame Rick. I do
Yeah.
not blame Rick.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody tells you to do something at the
Yeah,
track,
not
you're
his
like,
fault.
well, you know,
Not his fault.
All right, I guess. But yeah, I'm not surprised it was a smoke show because the turbo was literally
Very
broken
bad.
in half.
Very bad.
Wow.
Well, the turbines.
Yeah,
were
the
just like,
turbine
poof.
was just done. It was
Wow.
gone. Just sitting there in the piping, just like, hello.
How much boost was he pushing through that?
Like 13.
Yeah, it's
He doesn't push anything crazy. It makes like 330.
yeah, but it's a high compression engine still. So
And that's its biggest problem.
yeah,
Is it like a China turbo?
No, I think he's got a Garrett.
I don't know what's in it.
I don't either. I just know it's quick.
Yeah,
I mean, that just seems like a crazy, like a low amount of boost to just split it in half.
right. Well, I don't
Not
think it was a
really.
boost issue. It was definitely something to do with the turbo. Either
Okay, no, it was an eBay turbo, I believe. I think he just found a cheap turbo to replace the one that he blew up. I think it was the first time trials event I did in the Fiesta.
Oh, okay.
So La Junta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he always breaks at La Junta. That car is his car is notorious for breaking turbos at La Junta.
So yeah, if it was a China turbo, well, you're just kind of rolling the dice every time you start that
I
car.
think he had it like 3 seasons, 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he was rolling the dice good. You know, he was
Yeah.
on a hot streak.
Yeah.
But that's the price you pay. You know, you either get a really good turbo that you know is going to last, or you pay $200 for a turbo that might last. But
And when it goes, something else is probably going too.
yeah, that's what I was worried about, is if it sucked in any of that shit, and because he just got done rebuilding that engine too. So we'll see. You need to get a hold of him and see what's going on with that. What did you wind up at Track Attack? Like, I know you didn't make many of the events.
So for some reason, my number got attributed to some guy named Brian,
Oh.
and but I was number 17, so I'm not sure what the point.
In what class?
RB. But I was getting faster throughout the season.
Yeah.
It was a shame that I didn't get a chance to hang out.
How
with
many
you guys
events
a
did you
lot.
go to?
Maybe 5.
Yeah, so you definitely didn't hit the
Shows
whole...
only. Oh, yep. Got a Brian and a Chris.
Yeah, under 17.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that those numbers were mine, and then on the last event when I looked it up, it was like, my name is Brian.
Yeah, because you've definitely been running those numbers for a few years now.
Yeah, it's been at least 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like 17 because you can make it with tape in only 2 pieces.
3.
Yeah, 3 if you count the 1. The 7 is only 2 pieces.
We gotta get him some stickers.
Yeah, we need to get some magnets.
He could just make his own unofficial magnets, right?
That's what I did on the last event. I had some vinyl RB17 numbers on it.
Somebody did that and tried selling like Track Attack logo magnets.
Ooh.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
We're joking about it, but no, that's an actual thing.
You might have seen on the
Well,
last...
I mean, if you talk to them like, hey, I'm making my own number plates and I would like to use your logo, I'm sure that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Now, if
But
you
you're
make
selling.
those number plates and sell them, yes, that's a
Because
problem.
I did that one of the seasons. I had the Track Attack logo on my plates, but I got the logo from
Somebody that was
PBIR,
approved.
yeah,
Yep,
and
somebody
like-
who was approved by the
and
track.
then I paid for those to be made for me.
Yep.
And then didn't
Yep.
sell them to anybody
Nope.
else.
Right.
And I remember I actually drove back from one of the events and somebody, this was in the Velociter, and somebody like poked their head out of the window and was like, "What up, Code Killer?" And I was like, "What?"
Probably somebody that saw you at the track.
I was like, "What the fuck?" I'll
What
never-
up?
They just knew. They're like, that's a Veloster. That guy's hitting some cones for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, when the engine blows up, it hits a few.
DNF.
And it's way off the track.
No, you don't. You were a clean driver. Hey, except you did go into the dirt.
But I DNF'd this last one the one right before 4 times. I think I only had one
I
clean
could
one.
not stop hitting cones in Adrian's Focus.
Oh,
That
yeah,
thing
you were
is
having issues with
big.
that.
That thing is big.
It's a full-size car,
I'm not used to that. I'm used to little inky-dinky CRX.
right?
Yeah, my buddy tried to run in his Tacoma.
Oh, yeah. Did that ever...
He
I've
made
laughed
one
before.
lap, and Jeanette's like, "Don't do that again." And she put him in a Solstice.
I'm pretty sure I
that's
came
nice.
over the radio and I said, are we allowing this?
Are
I'm
we
pretty
allowing-
sure that was, I'm pretty sure.
You were the guy who called it?
Probably.
Well,
Because we don't allow big mini trucks that
Yeah,
often.
which,
like,
I mean, it makes
they've
sense.
got to be like little trucks that are lowered and stuff. Like
We
we've
haven't
had,
seen a truck since the Viper truck, right?
there's other trucks.
Okay.
But yeah,
I mean, Viper trucks or Bob's like Datsun truck, just little mini trucks
Something
and stuff
that
like
slam
that.
that's not gonna
Something that,
roll.
yes, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty
I
much.
didn't realize he had a camper top on it when I was like, yeah, I might as well try.
Yeah.
And then because it has the factory lift and he shows up with a camper top, I'm like, that's going to run around the track.
You're like, I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't know.
I really didn't. But, I'm glad he got out because he got to drive in the Solstice and he literally just bought an Accord so he can run next year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, is it just a Accord, or is it
Yeah, it's a
cool Accord?
manual, but it's,
Okay.
I think it's an 01, so it's still got the F-Series motor, like the F-22.
Oh God, sorry.
Yeah, it's not a K, but it's...
Or no, I'm thinking H. I'm thinking H series.
Well, yeah, but
The
those...
F-22 is like a giant D series. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
the
sure, isn't it?
F-22
sure,
was the
yeah.
one where you could swap an H-22 and run your factory F-Series transmission. So that was a really popular swap for the Accords in the 90s. Because you didn't have to do anything to the drivetrain.
Right.
You just swap the
'Cause it's
H-twin.
Honda
That's how a lot
Legos.
of swaps were back in the day. It was just like you had to swap something that ran and drove. There was no tuning. There was none of that.
Yeah, no, just make it up as you go along. No demon motor
Run
in a
3
Miata.
wires and that's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if we want to go really far back, then you just fuel line, starter wire, and then something to the coil.
Starter wire, hand crank.
We're going way back.
That's the next step in Lucas.
like, what happened- what happened to your wrist?
Starter.
What happened to your wrist? Oh, I was starting my Fiesta today. And it just
Hey, at least
snapped.
it's a 1.6. It don't need that much.
I can see you taking the starter out for weight savings. Be like,
Just-
I got to push start it every
No.
time, whatever.
Ripcord.
Like a lawnmower.
Yes.
In the interior, like hooked up to the engine, you're just like in the seat, just like.
Walking up in the pits, and you just see somebody.
What are you doing in there?
Gonna
I
have
knew them
Sunday Cup
Hondas were
really
lawnmowers.
So you got to get somebody to hit the throttle under the hood. And just, 1 second.
No, shoestring to the throttle body. Come on.
So he's got one.
You got a shoestring in one hand and a ripcord in the other.
Have you not watched our
yeah,
beloved?
exactly. Just like bunch of elaborate pulley system to drive your vehicle. Oh man,
It's like there's like 5 shoestrings just coming through your firewall. What are these for? Oh, you'll figure it out.
that is the one thing about like Track Attack that I always love. Whenever somebody new shows up, they're like, "So where's like tech inspection?" I'm like, "You're the tech
I say
inspection."
you. And just remember, if your car breaks, that's on you.
And you signed something to that effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is funny because to me that was formal after going to IMI.
True.
I'm like, IMI, I showed up to drift in this thing and I'm like, well, hey, where's Tech? They're like, there's no
Just
Tech.
drive.
I'm like, well, how do I get onto the track? I'll just go over there.
Hey, you see that? You see that road right there? You turn right. That's entry. And when you want to come off, you're gonna come out this way.
Yeah. Just the guys in the orange vest, they'll kind of, and they don't even always point the right way. They're just like, just go over there.
Are we doing the winter practice, by the way?
I might as well. I got one last event on these tires.
There's
Before I
a
swap 'em
schedule of like 5 events already up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he posted all it looks like all of them.
All the way up. Yeah.
All the way up until next
I'll
season.
say yeah.
Well,
I
I
think
need to-
I think our end of the year winter one's here, and then the beginning practice events for next season before the championship.
Because they always do the 2 practice events before the.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to make it to a track sprint sometime too.
Yes.
October 22nd, November 19th,
Is that the full track?
January 21st are the winters, and then practice is February 18th, March 25th. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, track sprints are just the infield.
Oh,
But the
Yeah,
actual
it's
road
super
course
fun.
infield.
In reverse.
oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've never hit that track in reverse, and I think that's be a unique challenge.
Yeah, especially the banking, not necessarily my concern, because if anything, I think the banking, you'll be able to take it faster.
Well, wait, for track sprints?
No. I'm saying if you ran the full
Oh
road
yeah,
course
full
backwards.
thing backwards. That would be very interesting.
Because I want to see how it is going down the front straight to turn 9, which I guess in this case would be turn 1 now.
That'd be rough.
Yeah, seeing what you have to, like that line, I'm sure there's so many line choices there for everybody.
Not only that, it's kind of a harsh transition right there too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can see, like if you had a splitter, especially, you're gonna destroy that thing.
Coming right off the bank onto
Do
the
you
front.
not already with the bump in the banking?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. Definitely like crunched a fender a little bit, especially when I was on my 235.
Man, did you guys see Alex Moss's wreck at Alpine Horizon?
I did not. No.
You should look that up if you can. Alex Moss, ASM Motorsport, or Andy Smedegaard Motorsport. Just look up probably Alex Moss PPIR grid life. Broke a wheel.
Oh wow. Like
at the dip.
mid-turn?
At the dip.
Ooh.
Wow, that's nothing.
Nope. It's probably on Facebook.
Yeah, no, nothing.
But no,
some like tech influence.
Alex Moss in a pretty fast S2000 hit the dip, and his really nice shiny chromy wheels right rear shattered and disintegrated over the dip and spun and slapped the wall pretty good.
Oh,
Car's all right, like suspension and shit was fucked up, but
Yeah.
pretty sketchy to see. Like his spin is what really slowed him down before he hit the wall.
So
But,
he's actually lucky
Yeah,
he spun.
probably like a 60-mile-an-hour hit versus what could have been 100.
Oof.
That's
Yeah.
that's my only fear with PPIR is losing my right side tire.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm committed. Like, sure, I'm only doing 100 mile an hour, but
Yeah,
100
but
mile
you're
an
full
hour
commit.
and lose my right front, I'm not slowing down before I hit that wall.
Right. Yeah. No, that whole banked turn sketches me every time I hit it because it's just like you're in the bank turn and you're like you said you're 100% committed in that banking, and then you got that dip in there too, and it's just like, man, if one thing goes wrong, like I don't have too much room for
Now
error up
add
here.
like 16, 17 mile an hour to it.
Right.
That's so driving Dussek's Super Tie car, the
Oh,
STI,
God. Yeah.
that thing going into the banking, you're near enough full throttle. You could probably hold it full throttle, but it's not my car, and it's
Right.
a legendary Japanese race car. I'm not going to sit there and beat the shit out of it. That thing hopped so much out corner exit, differentials and everything, and the way that chassis is set up, it just sits there and porpoises. It hops like crazy. So I was trying to be nice to it, but going through the banking every session, I'm just going faster and faster, and I'd bring the data to Dussek's and Scotty and a couple of the other Subaru guys because we're all driving Subarus, so of course we're going to hang out together. Where's the vape? And we're comparing entry speed and speed at the dip, and I was 3-4 mile an hour faster than everyone through the dip. And when realized that, it's like, all right, let's see if I can go faster. Nope. I hit that dip, and the car shot up 2 lanes immediately.
Oof,
and I'm on the
wow.
right side because it's a
Oh,
JDM
right.
car. It's right-hand drive.
Instead of the
So
wall,
you
just
just
So
see
I'm
the
looking
wall.
at the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. In somebody else's car. And that was a sketchy. I knew I wasn't gonna hit the wall, but as soon as I hit the dip and seen the car just shoot up 2 lanes, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And this is what 15 mile an hour does to you. A lot.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. That car always looked extremely stiff.
Hmm. I mean, it's Spec C, like it's a factory race car.
Right.
But it's meant for, Japanese racetracks, which are, nice.
Not really.
No?
Not really.
Seems like they're a lot nicer than
What was
ours.
the track that just closed?
Which one?
A couple years ago. 'Cause
Where?
they let that one go in Japan because they let that track go for a while because they were letting it close down. It was a drift track.
Oh, no,
Ebisu.
it's not closed down. Ebisu is still a thing. Minami Circuit got shut down and turned into a rally course
Yeah.
because
Okay.
Kumakubo, the owner, and
Got really into rallycross.
no, he's been in the rally for a
yeah.
long time.
It's like,
Okay.
Long
screw
time.
it. I'm turning it into a rally course. Just tear it up.
But see, that would be a great way. Like the asphalt's fucked up. I don't want to fix it. Okay, rally now. Like,
That wasn't it though. The track was fine. This was before their flooding and shit too.
oh wow.
That like crazy storm, like whatever really ran through Ebisu in
it was
particular.
like a landslide that came
Yeah,
through.
that's right. It was even before that he was wanting to change it to a rallycross course, and when that happened, it just pushed it ahead.
It just lined it up.
But
Pretty
it is
much.
sad because we lost the jump drift.
Yep. At least we have it in a set of Corsa.
That's right.
Yep, that's
you're
Minami.
right. Yeah.
And the best, Japanese drifting video ever of Daigo.
Daigo.
Hitting that. And all the announcers just going nuts. He just hits it just
Daigo
sideways
is
in the air.
So entertaining to watch.
Right?
Oh, that's the best. That and Suchi are the best autographs I have from the same event. From the
Yeah.
1D1 they did in Miami. That video is so legendary. I don't know. If you don't know about it, why are you listening?
Yeah, go watch
I
that
love
stuff.
that Chuchia still just looks the same way he did 20 years ago.
Quick question about track attack.
Yeah.
If I lower the CRV about 2 inches,
Yes. Yep.
They'll allow it.
let's fucking do it.
Do they got to make coilovers?
I
for
looked
those,
at
right?
him yesterday.
Okay.
If not, we can go the Adam Jabay route of cut some coils off that
Oh,
spring.
let's do it.
Oh, yeah. Just what are your spring rates?
Whatever it was in half.
Yeah.
Godspeed or something.
No, they had
my
max
God, max
speeding
speeding?
rods.
No.
Yeah.
Max speeding?
No. I'm saying they had those, but they also had some. It wasn't BC. It might even be.
K-Sport.
Yeah, probably K-Sport
It
or
was
something
some-
like that.
it was-
K-Sport makes them for everything.
They
and
do.
Make,
They make them for the Escort.
yeah, and they're like, oh, do you want rally ones? Do you want dual adjustable?
Yeah.
Does it make a difference?
Probably not. It's all the same damper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the asphalt rally ones on my WRX, and if I hit a bump on the freeway at 100 miles an hour, I jumped 2 lanes. Those things, that was the worst set of coilovers I've ever owned. But I mean, they held up. They took a lot of abuse. It was just so stiff. I had no feel. When I put the BCs on this for $300 cheaper, they lasted longer, and it's just served me really well. I've dailied those for 5 years, and those BCs have just held up.
I wish I
Well,
could
you haven't
find-
dailied them for 5 years because the car's been off the road for a year.
Oh,
That's true. I dailied them for 5 years, and then I got another car.
All right, we got one last burn in. I think that's going to do it for us today.
All right, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you, Heretics, for listening as always. And if you can, please subscribe to everywhere we are at, including Instagram and Facebook, religionospeed.co. YouTube, we now have a URL, youtube.com/@religionofspeed. I know, YouTube's weird. Got to follow their rules. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, my Apple Podcast people, please leave a review and rate us on there. It helps us out a ton. And as always, please keep spreading the word of the Religion of Speed podcast. We want to keep this growing, keep it moving, and we can only do that with your help. So please do that for me. And, I can't take it to Huffman. So I want to thank the band Wheels for the use of our theme song, Colors, off the album Traveler Part 1. You can find them at wheelstheband@bandcamp.com. Still got it. Until next time, Heretics, peace out.